everyone, welcome back. We are just about to start round 7 of the Pokemon Trading Card Game 2018 Malmö Regional Championships. I'm Nicholas Pierce. I'm here with Jesper Eriksson, who apparently I'm now a clone of.
Actually, yes.
Yes.
It's got some king.
Yeah. We've got another really great feature matchup coming up for you guys right now. We're going to have a Benjamin Pham against Teodor, whose last name
Skjaeveland.
There you go. Skjaeveland. And it's going to be a matchup we've actually seen before. It's going to be Zoroark. Actually, not a matchup we've seen before, because this is going to be a different variant. So Benjamin's actually playing Zoroark Golisopod, kind of the old school. You're going to think of it as old school.
Yeah, Benjamin's playing this Zoroark Golisopod for a very long time now.
And he's still playing it now.
He's playing against a Buzzwole Lycanroc, which, unfortunately, with Benjamin tends to be a difficult matchup.
Yes, it does, and also a matchup which we've seen a lot of already in this. A deck we've seen a lot of already over the course of today, proving just as popular after the release of Ultra Prism as it was before. So yeah, really. Kind of no surprise to see it doing well, especially Teodor's been playing this deck for a long time as well. He was one of the people playing it at the European International Championships, so one of the people who has the most experience, perhaps, with this deck.
Exactly. That was when we saw all kinds of weird stuff from him in the weigh-ins. With his opponent playing the extra world, said probably shouldn't have played.
Yeah, he's kind of just gave Teodor the win there. But in any case, so we have already started, as you can see there. Benjamin went first, got a really good start, just Bridget, good classic turn 1 setup stuff, really able to get out 3 Zoras and win pod before passing.
Classic easy start there. That was Benjamin. He's been playing this Golisopod Zoroark decks ever since Tour 1 with it. He's probably, I'd actually say at this point, he's the best Golisopod Zoroark player out there at the moment.
Oh, even better than Todd, say, because he's stuck with it for longer.
Well, that he stuck with it longer, and you saw we thought that the deck was dead for Sydney. He took it up and got 10th. So there must be something good to it.
I thought Pedro got 10th at Sydney.
Oh, then we got like 9th or something.
Okay.
He was very close indeed.
Fair enough. So, right, in that case, there it is. Great start from Teodor as he gets himself to Brooklet Hill, able to bench a Buzzwole GX from his deck, and then also going to be getting the Remoraid out from an Ultra Ball as well.
Exactly. It was not perhaps the start he wished for when he started with the retroactive, but he gets it. Turn 1 Kuzma, and he's probably gonna Jet Punch for sure, because he's wishing that Benjamin does not get any Zoroarks, because then he's gonna clean sweep all the Zoroarks, and Benjamin would be such a hard spot. But you see Benjamin hitting the double Zoroark turn 2.
Yeah, so it was really good that Teodor was able to start off so strong with the Gizmo and get KO on Zora, but Benjamin wasting no time making sure that his 2 other Zoras don't get knocked out before they get a chance to evolve, having been able to evolve them both up just now. After that, he will be playing this to be an Evo Soda and then another one, so he's actually going to be able to get out his Golisopod as well, so able to evolve all 3 of his evolving basics straight away. Exactly,
and now he actually just needs like a DC to Mewtwo and a Choice Banding Wheeler for 140 actually.
Yeah, which is already pretty good to be able to put a significant amount of hurt into the Buzzwole, soften it up for another attack later on. There's the first trade, we see the discarding Field Blower, and then after that I imagine we're going to see another one discarding something else that's... Benji actually already has 2 pulses of time in his hand. He doesn't
but
have...
it's too soon though.
Yeah, it is. He doesn't have anything meaningful to get back with them just yet. You see that the second trade, discarding another Zoroark GX, does draw into 2 more cards, and there is a Tapu Lele GX. Now, it's a shame he's already used trade, because if he hadn't, he could have been able to get Mallow and then use that trade to guarantee the double colorless, but instead he's going to have to be happy with going for Tapu Lele for Cynthia, and then going to be playing that straight off.
Yeah, and looking at it, it actually looks very much like his Sydney list, I think. He just straight off took out the Sycamores for Cynthia.
Nice easy change.
Nice easy, yeah, indeed. And looking at it, it seems all very standard actually, so it hasn't changed too much, but gotta stick to it when it works actually.
Yeah, and speaking of working, this turn working out very nicely for Benjamin, as he was actually able to find the double colours off the Cynthia, and bam, no choice band sadly, but still going to be able to put in a decent 80 damage into this Buzzwole.
Yeah, indeed, and getting the damage onto the Buzzwole is so important here. And he's going to threaten to a KO on the Buzzwole, which Teodor wouldn't like, and he doesn't sit with like a perfect hand right now.
No, absolutely not. And the 80 damage well means that either a Zoroark's right speeding from 120 or a Golisopod's first impression for 120 both would be enough to complete the damage and knock out that Buzzwole.
Exactly. He goes for the Rockruff here. Dangerous Rogue is really good against stuff like Golisopod GX, and then he can remove it from board and goes to like Claw Slash even. And yeah, he's just gonna go for another Buzzwole, and he's gonna probably put damage on the Golisopod. I actually don't quite agree with this. I actually want to see the damage go into Wimpod, because if he Dangerous Rogues the Golisopod right now, it does 250 damage, versus that he can put it on the Wimpod, and then he can do more of the damage in the future instead of maybe Dangerous Rogue.
Yeah, it has mean that it would be slightly easier for Teodor to get a knockout on the Golisopod later with a knuckle impact. Might be one reason, but you're absolutely right. Dangerous Rogue right now is threatening the full 250 damage, as Benjamin has the full 5 on his bench right now. In terms of what else is going on though, Benjamin does find another double colours energy, going to choose to attach it to Zoroark onto the bench. And now he has a decision here, because he could actually just retreat and KO this Buzzwole, or he can keep attacking with this Mewtwo. Now, he does have the float zone there, so that tells me he's going to go retreat and get the KO.
Yeah, exactly, and it looks quite grim for Teodor. Like, unfortunately, we haven't had like player who was like both hitting the nuts at the same time yet.
No.
They're not, like, I'm not saying that Benjamin's hitting the nuts, because he's not, but
he's hitting a lot more than Teodor is.
He is hitting better than Teodor does, yes.
Yeah.
And you see Teodor has to broke the hill, preferably probably for Buzzwole or Zygarde, but just not look good for him at all.
No draw supporters, no energy either right now. I think his hand just consists of a couple of Pokemon, I think. Just really not great. In fact, a Rockruff and what looks to be, I can't even see what the other thing in his hand is, but something unhelpful, clearly.
Something unhelpful, which is not a draw supporter, exactly, or an energy. He actually thinks he had an energy in hand, but he's like trying to keep it in case he gets like Lycanroc, like a Dangerous Rogue, the Golisopod GX. Because 100% he's going to go for the Golisopod GX when he can. Because that's going to be the one bulky thing. Because Zoroark GX can actually be one-shotted by Claw Slash. So that means that one Lycanroc GX could potentially take 4 prizes.
Yeah, and look at Benjamin here. Actually, even though he could go for knockout on the Regirock, opting to play Guzma instead to both preserve the energy and also KO the Rockruff on the bench, which is threatening that one energy attachment. Potential scary counter-attack next turn. Teodor still not drawing anything useful. He's filling out his deck as much as he can on Brooklet Hill, but he's just not finding supporters, he's not finding energy, he's not finding anything.
Exactly, it's all about getting the energies off board. Because if Teodor can't get the energies to stick, it's going to be so hard. Like getting any attacks off, like a Sudowoodo, Dangerous Rogue, Knuckle Impact, and just pass with no energies to play.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Teodor right now, you have to consider conceding at this point. Your opponent is way too far ahead.
Yeah, I'd still concede to, like, pretty much get the win here, like, or try to go for it.
There's more trades off of Benjamin. He's just drawing far too many cards. And, I mean, now, if Benjamin finds another Guzma, you can just Guzma up that Regirock and get one-hit KO with First Impression, because it is weak to grass.
And then I call time from Teodor. Then he needs to go scoop me. I know it may be like...
Oh, but in fact, look at this. He's actually just going for the Remoraid instead, just trying to...
for the raw draw power here.
Yeah, and trying to cut off as many outs as possible from Teodor to get out of his hand.
Exactly, and he cuts, like, by cutting off the outs, he also cuts out the option for Teodor to get an N, and then next turn, it's going to end with the Retrorocks just going down.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really clever from Benjamin here, taking just the one prize, evening himself up to having only 2 prizes left. And Teodor draws an energy far too late, not good enough. Takes his cards up, and Benjamin is going to win game 1.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of predictable that it would go that way, to be honest. After a certain point.
After actually turn 1, it didn't look that nice. decks for
No.
Teodor, and
This is actually one of the problems that Buzzwole does have. Although obviously it is a basic focus deck, it is pretty consistent. It still just isn't quite as consistent as Zoroark, and that's exactly what we saw happen just there.
yeah, if you have like consistent somewhere on the top, you just have Zoroark which just goes over it. It's just super consistent once you get the Zoroarks into play. Even though Bus Rocks tend to be one of the more consistent decks in the format, like it's deck I like to play because I usually get set up usually all the time. This just happens.
Yeah, it does. So it's a bit unfortunate, but Teodor's going to think to himself, right, okay, it's good that game 1 was over quickly, let's just forget about it, move on, and let's just try and make the most of game 2. I'm going to be going first, hopefully going to have a much better draw, we're going to be able to set up a lot more nicely, and I'll actually be able to mount some kind of counter pressure against Benjamin.
Exactly, and what Teodor wants to live on is to remove these win pods from play. Because removing the win pods, then he kind of exposes the Zoroark GXs, which are important for him to do. Because if he exposes these Zoroark GXs, they could be one-shotted by stuff like Buzzwoles, Lycanrocs, Zoroarks even.
Yeah. Oh, what a terrible start from Teodor. He's actually forced to start with the Giratina promo. He definitely does not want to be starting with that, and his hand is not even that great either.
His hand is awful, but he has a broken hood, he has a top of Lele for Cynthia.
So already it's a lot better than his game 1.
It's a lot better than the first game, but it's still not good at all.
No.
It's going to go for the Broken Hill, it's going to search out the Buzzwole GX, and honestly, I think it starts like 10 times better, but it still doesn't look good.
No, it's very unfortunate starting that Giratina promo. We mentioned it a couple of times before with that Devour Light ability. It's mainly in there just as a counter against Greninja break decks and maybe the occasional Wobbuffet break, but it's not something you want to have out when you're playing against a matchup where it does absolutely nothing for you.
Yeah, for Teodor, it has been a deck card all day, I would guess, because there's basically no Greninja in the room today.
Especially not at the top tables.
Especially not top tables, and Greninja's not been at top table for half a year almost, so who would expect it to be?
I think some people going to this weekend were predicting that it would have some kind of resurgence, but that's just not what we've seen happen at all.
I was too. I was saying that if you don't play Garbage in your deck, you play Giratina. I kind of take that back, looking at it, but
yes, but taking something back.
There was just but there was just so much potential for Greninja to have a resurgence, but see the deck's inconsistent.
Yeah, it just didn't happen basically.
There's just so many reasons that it can't work.
Yeah, so there is the end, and here Teodor's hoping for something decent at least. Oh, actually, this is pretty good. He's got a couple of max elixirs. He's got a Lycanroc ready for next turn. He's got a base Genji to attach. This is actually already looking a lot better. A second Rockruff too, so...
Yeah, but he doesn't have any draw cards.
He doesn't, that's true, but next turn he can pocket the hill for a Remoraid, and he's got the Artillery in hand ready for the turn after. I guess that's a bit slow, but again, it's still better than his game 1.
Exactly. Let's see if Benjamin can either play his one Parallel City or one of his Field Blowers, because he plays like free Field Blower, so if he hits one of those, it's going to be crippling for Teodor almost.
Yeah, it is.
And of course he gets one of his now free Bridgets out for Benjamin. He changed it from the foreign Bridgets in Sydney to the free now here in Malmö. And yeah, still super consistent.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. And didn't even have to ultra lever, just get able to opening with the having the Lele in hand ready to bench to get that Bridget and use it, and going to be going for 2 more Zoroarks and a Wimpod just so he has access to 2 Golisopods to switch between throughout the game potentially. Now, there is going to... It's going to be interesting to see what Benjamin does after this. He's going second, so he could, in theory, attack, but there's nothing really worthwhile to attack with. He could also, of course, make use of that Wimpod to Wimp Out ability, which allows it to retreat for free if it is your first turn of the game. But
exactly.
but you there's nothing you really want to retreat into, apart from like maybe Tapu Lele. That's not that great either. You definitely don't want to retreat. You definitely don't want to retreat into Zora. And it looks like he's going to retreat into Tapu Lele. All Teodor needs is Guzma and an energy from Benjamin's point of view, and it looks like Teodor actually drew the Remoraid, which is pretty good because now he can focus his Brooklet Hill on the Buzzwole, so that's actually a pretty good.
Yeah, and
top
then he
deck.
gets an attacker into play, and then what he would be afraid of if he gets a Buzzwole to play with 2 free energies is the Mewtwo with Choice Bandicoot.
But that can't be a threat right now because Benjamin's bench is full and there's no Mewtwo presence there.
Yeah, but if he uses Knuckle Impact, he's going to get a knockout.
That's true, but the Knuckle Impact definitely isn't going to happen this turn. He has Max Elixirs in hand, but he doesn't have a way of retreating this Giratina.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of which, add it to the counter, that's another hit.
Max Elixir, and I gotta find the paper out. That will be 19 out of 27.
We're hoping you've been counting along at home, folks.
Yeah, we're just doing the work for you here. And 19 out of 27 is actually quite nice because we're gonna hit 20 out of 28. Woohoo! So yeah, we're getting closer.
Up in that ratio, gotta get that ratio up.
Yeah, after Enrique Avila got started for us, Julius and Teodor has made it better for us here.
Yeah, definitely. No, that was actually pretty good for Teodor because now that Buzzwole is only 1 energy away from being able to use Knuckle Impact or Absorption. But
yeah, he's gonna get to triple Zoroark, turn 2.
Cool boy! That's,
only done by Limitless, guys.
Or now a TCG guy as well.
Oh my goodness. The sponsored players getting all these free Zorks into play turn 2, but it's just inherently so powerful.
Yes, it is. And not only that, he's got an Evo Soda for the Golisopod as well.
Hit the quad, bro, man. If he just gets like the last Golisopod, boys of all.
Just flip the table.
I would just go to Teodor sitting there, it's like, oh my, how do I counter anything of this? If I go for a Golisopod, this has another win botting in the ball over possible time stuff do with it.
You know, actually, come to think of it, I wonder if Benjamin's regretting benching that other Wimpod because, I mean, sure, it's good to have it there to threaten, or just in case one gets KO'd, but now he doesn't have any bench space left for a second Tapu Lele, and if he left bench space for a Tapu Lele, he would have been able to Guzma that Rock Grip, for example, and KO it. That's sadly not possible anymore. Yeah,
exactly, but would he have, like, extra bench space? He might not have had the Wimpod on field, which means a Dangerous Rogue right now would actually be kind of game-winning for Teodor, which Benjamin would like to avoid if possible. So
that's true, I guess. And of course, Benjamin does have a whole other turn to actually do stuff. So, oh, there's the Bloodthirsty Eyes, the Lycanroc evolving
now
for the
we need
Rock
Float Stone, Strong Energy, and he hits nothing.
He hits a Guzma, but that would switch the Golisopod back out, which is not what he wants.
No, that would just like negate his own effect of his Lycanroc, and they, like, it's alright doing this right now because first impression is not going to do 124, but it's still horrible for him because he wanted to knock it out.
Yeah, not ideal. So with that, he's going for the Brooklet Hill and actually benches the Sudowoodo. So as we've seen a couple of times already today, the Sudowoodo is quite an important threat to keep on the back burner. So if there's a later stage in the game where there's an attack being used, that could do a lot. Then Teodor can hit Benjamin back with something that only gives up one prize. So quite an important thing to consider there. But other than that, yeah, Teodor is debating where this energy goes.
Yeah, he's considering it like that. You can either go for stuff like Sudowoodo, or you can go for a Knuckle Impact this turn. He's going to go for Dangerous Rogue, actually.
It's interesting he's going for that now, because of course he could just get the KO with Knuckle Impact this turn. So
and save the Dangerous Rogue for the Golisopod GX.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure. I'm sure Teodor has something planned, but
Knuckle Impact will get the knockout with Strong Energy if it does permit intention roll with the Golisopod GX. So it's alright play, actually.
Yeah, but at the same time, you could just use Knuckle Impact to KO Zoroark.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of the Teodor things. I'm not disagreeing with this play, while I'm not 100% agreeing.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It depends on how you think about it, and Teodor's thought about it like this, and he's going to go for the Dangerous Rogue.
Yeah, I'm sure his ideal play would have been to use Dangerous Rogue, KOing the Golisopod. That would have been really, really good for him, but instead, right now, yeah, it looks like there's going to be a one tag for a... Or rather, just Ultra Balling for a Zora and then just playing it Synchro from the hand.
Yeah, quite unluckily, he does not play something like Mallow, because Mallow would have gotten like Grass Energy and Float Stone, and he would just have gotten knocked out on Lycanroc.
That would have been very strong. But no, instead, going for the Cynthia, and I mean, he still has decent chances of hitting it. There's another Golisopod just for good measure, but I think I see the Float Stone, but not the Grass Energy. So there's one trade. I'm not sure how many he's used. Shaking his head.
Yeah, and he does play only 3 Grass Energies and 1 Float Stone.
Oh, there's
We're
second
gonna see
trade.
another trade.
No, he didn't get it.
He's not getting
That's not the face of someone who got what they needed.
No, exactly. And Teodor must be breathing a sigh of relief. Actually, next turn.
Oh, he actually got the grass, but he didn't get the
Yeah.
float stone. Okay.
Alright, so with the grass attachment and Lycanroc, he gets around 2 other prizes. And then the last Golisopod would have been knocked out by Strong Energy. So
Oh my goodness, there's another Lycanroc,
Oh
Bloodthirsty
my.
Eyes, another energy attachment, and that's going to be a Claw Slash KO.
I think this game is already over. If Teodor just can get a Strong Energy, he's gonna kill anything Benjamin promotes, basically.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard for Benjamin to come back from this, I think. So, yeah, even refilling his hand for good measure, and there goes the Claw Slash, knocking out the Zoroark, and Teodor's only 2 prizes away from winning this game. Now, here comes Benjamin. Bet your money he's going to see a float stone now. Way too late.
Yeah, way too late. Exactly. And if Teodor just sits with a Strong Energy, this game is all over.
Yeah. The other problem is as well that Benjamin can't really end Teodor effectively either, and he realizes this because that auxiliary is already up and running. There's no massive benefit to ending, and Teodor just speed things up.
Shows the Strong Energy Guzma, and game's all over.
Yeah, Teodor takes
We
game
have
2.
about half an hour to finish up the game 3.
I think it should be enough time.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Nick, I don't think you can do that in the Pokemon TCG, can you?
You have a finish a game in 30 minutes.
Nah.
Maybe you're right, but I guess we'll have to see what happens either way.
I think it will be very special if they don't finish within half an hour. They have to play really slow at this point. So.
And neither of them will be interested in doing that, considering they're both 1-1, and they know that both those games finished quite quickly. So.
And they both know that winning this round puts them into the top 32.
Yeah. So.
Day 2 contention. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be very important for them to make sure this one finishes out properly.
Of course.
So, who do you actually favour overall in this matchup? We were talking a little bit about this earlier, but would you say that Teodor still has the overall advantage?
Teodor still has overall advantage. You saw when he got what he needed, he ended up winning.
Very quickly as well.
Very quickly indeed. And it's like playing Zoroark Lycanroc against Reggie's Golisopod Zoroark. If you just hit what you need with the Lycanroc, it's so powerful that you can just take out the Golisopods, take out the Windpods, you'll be alright. But he has DCE, Cynthia.
Oh. Oh dear.
If Benji does not hit any kinds of basic Pokemon, this
could be an issue.
This could be a little issue because then he cannot use Wind Power.
Yeah, and that's going to mean that Wimpod is kind of stuck there. It's going to be... Yeah, I see Teodor sort of shaking his head as well, realising, I could get lucky here. What does Benjamin draw? I'm not sure if I see another basic,
Maybe an Ultra Ball, perhaps.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so Benji's safe for now. You can Ultra Ball, you're going to be discarding a Guzma and another Guzma, because why not? And there goes Tapu Lele, and I imagine...
Gonna get a Bridget.
Yeah, just to get that ready for next turn.
Yeah, so he's probably going to get a little slow setup here, but that's better than nothing.
Yeah, it is.
Because I don't want to have a next turn where he has to use Gnaw. Doesn't sound very well, right?
No, it doesn't indeed.
Yeah, he's just going to try to go over that.
So here we are. So just going to wait for Benji to finish up with this Cynthia, or this one that's attacking Bridget rather, and actually going to use Wimp out, bring up the attack of the and pass. Now back to Teodor as we see his hand is interesting. Got a float stone. Is that? No, don't tell me that's all he has. Is that? Oh, he's got the Ultra Ball. Okay, so
Ultra Ball for Tapu Lele.
Yeah,
but
there
you know these Buzzwole decks does not play bridges, so he has to go for something like Cynthia. So he had 2 bad games though.
Yeah, he has. Although actually, he's just going to Buzzwole actually. So maybe he already has a supporter in his hand.
It didn't look like it, but he might just go for the aggressive strategy.
Maybe, but I mean, there's going aggressive and there's maximum greed, and I definitely know which one this feels like. Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, that was an end. It looked like some floatstone to me for a quick moment there, but yeah, and then gets out, and
So actually, Teodor's going to be up to a fairly decent start here. We'll be able to put in an early 60 on his Tapu Lele and do 30 to the Wimpod as well, setting that up for a later Knuckle Impact. Actually, might be a pretty decent turn for him. Having the Float Stone straight away as well is really good for him, because it means that that Sudowoodo won't be a liability later on unless Benjamin hits one of his field blowers.
Exactly, it's going to be super important for him, and let's see what Benjamin gets at the end right now. It's also important, and Teodor just gets Ultra Ball, a lot of energy, and nice Elixir. Looks like.
Not bad at all. Gonna Ultra Ball now, debating what to discard. I think he has to discard one of the basic energies, because he definitely doesn't want to get rid of that Tapu Lele. That's his only out to another draw card next turn, and quite importantly as well, getting the Rock Ruff down early. We've mentioned a couple of times before, getting just the Rock Ruff on its own, that just being there poses an immediate threat that has to be dealt with, because we've seen so many times just how powerful Lycanroc is, both as an attacker and as a support ability that just brings up things that your opponent doesn't really want bringing up.
Yeah, exactly, and we're gonna see the Jet Punch here for 1630.
Yeah.
And wait, he just gets his triple Pokemon, right?
Oh, is that off the end? Oh, wow.
He double Zoroark Wimpod off the end. Wow.
Who needs Bridget?
Bridget's super overrated, right?
Incredibly so.
So he just basically hit quite the nuts, and if he gets something like DC, he does a 90 to Buzzwole. That's alright.
That's alright indeed.
Too bad that Tapu Lele doesn't deal for weakness, because had it done, it would have been bad.
It would.
Teodor.
But yeah, now.
But then I think Buzzwole would have been a bad card too.
Yeah. So, off of this end now, Benjamin is looks like he's not actually seen anything that useful to him. I don't think there are no Zoroark or Golisopod, so just going to announce the Energy Drive, which is going to do 90 damage, of course, with that Choice Band. And now back to Teodor's side, he does have just a kind of a hand chocolate energy again. There's a Remoraid as well, and it looks to be a Rescue Stretcher and a Max Elixir, which he might play now. Yes, we get your account ready.
He hits it.
Another one down. So
that's 21 out of 29.
So still keeping good numbers, people. It's still.
That's better than hitting 0 out of 29, right?
Yeah. So.
Attachment to Rock Ruff. Pretty smart player, and the Sycamore discards 2 other energies. Kinda bad for Teodor.
Yeah, not really ideal. You want to try and keep as many energies in the deck as possible, but also you don't want to not draw cards just because you have to discard a couple of energies. So. And
at this point, drawing cards is very important, and just being as aggressive as possible. He has a Max Elixir in hand. And he's going to go for Zoroark. He's going to play a Max Elixir.
Yeah, big Lycanroc, Bloodfist the Eyes, targeting the Zoroark.
Max Elixir to 30th.
No.
And he whiffs on the 30. Wow. So 21 out of 30. That's about 65%.
Isn't that about right, actually? Like, on average? I think it is.
Yeah, but if you want to have the 100.
Yeah, but that never actually happens, does it? Yes, but let's be honest.
That happens to me.
To you?
When I play stuff like Darkrai, we hit like 85%.
I was saying that's A1 Worlds then.
Well, I didn't play Darkrai, what else am I playing Omega, right?
Yep, it's similar concept, different deck. Probably just,
same luck. Right?
So.
It's gonna have the Evo Soda. It's gonna probably go for the Zoroark, it looks like. Probably the right player.
And I think that if you're Benjamin here, I think you probably just go for the. Oh no, I was gonna say maybe you could go for the Golisopod, but I guess he just wants to
draw cards.
Yeah,
just draw cards. Because he's not gonna. Well, Danger Stroke's still like a big threat, and if he gets Golisopod, he's gonna play Bridget though, so he cannot go for the Guzma Grass Energy Golisopod.
No. It's a shame for him as well, because I think that would have been potentially quite nice for him if he was able to get a Grass Energy onto the Wimpod, evolve it into a Golisopod, Guzma. He could then bring up the Lycanroc, KO it with Armor Press, whilst also sort of not taking 20 less damage next turn, which would have been quite a nice play. But looks like that's not what he's able to go for.
Yeah, it's not going to happen this kind of time. And he gets 2 extra Soras up. So you get 3 Zoroarks extra.
Yeah, there's a trade as well. but sadly not hitting any extra. Oh no, he has another double colourless in hand, so he could actually attach this and get the attach this to the active and get the KO on the Buzzwole. But
he's not going to get the KO. He only does 90.
No, he's doing 90 currently, but he has another double colourless, so he could attach that and then he would get the KO.
Yeah, actually,
that would be enough. But it's like I think he's seriously debating it. Teodor finishes discarding Pokemon off the Paralysis, and yeah, there it is, double colourless onto the Tapu Lele, adding to the other double colours already on there will be 130 damage. That is a knockout on the Buzzwole, and Benjamin's going to take 2 prizes and take the lead.
So actually, like, Benjamin's quite in front here because Teodor missed that elixir. That elixir could have been really good right now.
Yeah, it could have been. He could have put down Buzzwole and then attached again. That would have been a knuckle impact KO. Or as it stands, it looks like Teodor might be forced to, and
he whiffs the elixir. No, the 31st elixir is getting whiffed also.
Yeah. It's kind of not surprising given that he had to discard his 2 energies off the Sycamore earlier, so his odds are obviously greatly reduced based on the amount of energies what he's been through.
So we are right about, actually I think precisely 66%.
Oh, there you go. So, it wouldn't be precisely.
Not precisely, but around 66%.
Close enough in any case.
Let's say around it.
So Teodor can get the KO here. You can just attach the 2 active and use Dangerous Rogue. That would be enough to get the KO on the Tapu Lele. But is that a good use of that GX attack investment? It looks like he's thinking he might not have much of a rest of a choice, because otherwise that Tapu Lele is just going to be doing a lot of damage. There's a lot of energy already on it, of course. And as you already said, yes, but missing the Max Elixir means that attacking with the Buzzwole was not a viable option. So it kind of forces Teodor into expending his GX attack when he ideally wouldn't want to.
Exactly. He's going to go for Dangerous Rogue on the top of Jigs. That's not good at all.
No, you really want to say that for a big KO on a Golisopod, something which you have a hard time KOing otherwise.
Exactly.
Not really an option that's afforded to him.
So let's see here. He's going to go for Cynthia. He has to knock out the top of the Lele. Like, you can't just have that hitting with 2 DCs on it.
No, definitely not.
It's hitting 110 base damage, pretty good.
I mean, Zoroark and Golisopod hit 120, and they've been like the basis of one of the most winning decks we saw earlier this season. So
Yeah, like 2-shot damage is kind of good.
Yeah, there is Ultra Teodor going to be able to discard the Giratina. That's great. Just get a not very useful card out of the deck straight away, and able to discarding the Tapu Lele as well. Actually able to grab himself artillery. So this is really good that he's able to set this up now, because that means that if Benjamin has any end shenanigans planned for later on, they're going to be a lot less effective than they would have been otherwise.
Yeah, they're actually going to be not effective at all. Actually, if you have artillery. So you can see Retroark come into play, and probably Dangerous Rogue here, Flowstone.
And Whistle Hand. No, he hits Max Elixir. His double. He already actually played too many Max Elixirs, so I don't think he could even hit double Max Elixir if he wanted to.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, there it is. Dangerous Rogue. Going to be doing 250. Definitely enough to knock out the Tapu Lele.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright.
So now play passes back to Benjamin, and with this in mind, he needs to consider.
He needs to knock out this Lycanroc, because otherwise he's just going to claw slash his way for a Zoroark, and then knuckle impact. With a Max Elixir next turn, perhaps. He's got to take the last 2 prizes.
Yeah, and that would not be pretty. That would not be a pretty situation to be in. So now Benjamin, he's on 1 trade already. He was able to find another Zoroark off of that, so he has access to another trade now. He needs to think about how best to approach this. So, as we've already mentioned, he's not playing Malmö, so that he can't just go for a Lele guarantee, maybe a Grass End Floatstone. That would be obviously really perfect to him right now. But
that's where he's wishing he's had his Malmö exactly in this situation where he plays the Tapu Lele GX, so quite bad for him.
Yeah. He said he has mentioned the Tapu Lele though, and he's actually going to go for Ace Roller, so this kind of serves the same purpose, I guess. And actually, this is really good for 2 reasons. One, he's able to use that to retreat the Zoroark and bring up the Wimpod. And actually, he has a double puzzle, so I'm fairly sure he discarded a Grass Energy earlier, right?
And Evo Soda, Yeah, he needs to retreat though first also.
No, but what he's going to do, he's going to use the Evo Soda to evolve into the Golisopod. He's going to Acerola, potentially. Oh, maybe Guzma. Oh, I'm not sure now.
Yeah, he's going to play the Evo Soda no matter what first.
Yeah,
before it goes wild.
Yeah, because he wants to have that out. Then, so he must already have the Grass Energy in hand.
Like you can either go for then if he's got a Guzma now, he's going to go for Zoroark or Buzzwole.
Yeah, but at the same time,
ideally he wants to Acerola Grass.
Is Lycanroc a bigger threat right now though? Because it's only one energy away from Claw Slash, so
yeah,
and that can one-shot Zoroark, so that could be a consideration. And he's going to go for the trade. That's trade number 2. Don't think I saw a Grass Energy. So now I think this is really what factors his decision into mind, because now if he does decide to, or rather now he can decide to do Acerola, pick up the Zoroark, bring up something else, and then you can use that Zoroark he picked up to evolve the remaining Zoro and do one more trade and maybe dig for that Grass Energy, which is actually quite clever.
Exactly what he's going to go for.
There it is.
And no.
A shoot and a miss for Benjamin, as now he's basically going to be forced to do nothing and pass. Well, he has got a Field Blower, so that's something I guess, but that was far, far from ideal for him.
Exactly. If Benjamin hits like Floatstone, Energy, Guzma, and Max Elixir, it pretty much locks up the game, but he needs to hit all of that, so...
Yeah. Mention the Mewtwo as well, just to give himself some protection against Buzzwole in case Teodor gets the ideas about putting too many energy on there, so that's actually a good thing for him to drop at this point. But from Teodor's side, he's breathing a sigh of relief. He knows that he potentially dodged a huge bullet there, and he's going to be and I think he's going to be looking to capitalize on that as much as possible this turn. There goes a Floatstone onto the active. Having a quick look at Benjamin's discard pile, making sure he knows exactly what's in there. And there is a strong energy in the Teodor's hand. Opts not to attach it just yet, just going to go for the basic fighting instead, and actually going to go for the end.
Right, so they're both going to shuffle in their decks, shuffle the hand into their decks and draw 4 cards each. This end is going to be pretty important.
Actually, Teodor's only going to be getting 3.
I mean, it's only 3?
Yeah,
sure.
It doesn't look 100% clear because of the glow on the white sleeves, but that is definitely only 3 prizes left, yeah.
Alright, it looks like 4, so getting 3 cards, well, still not a big deal because of artillery.
No, exactly. We'll be able to draw up to 5 cards after he does that. So there you go, 1, 2, 3, and looks like none of those were used to him, so he just goes up his hand straight away, 4 and 5, and there's a strong energy, so that would be good for him to use next turn. Retreats into the Buzzwole, and going to be able to do a nice little Jet Punch for 40 damage and 30 to something else. Now, back to Benjamin. This is the turn where he really needs to do some kind of cool Guzma play with Golisopod.
Well, he needs to evolve into Golisopod too.
Yeah, he does, because that Wimpod on the bench, sitting with 60 damage on it, is only one more sort of residual Jet Punch damage away from being knocked out, which would not be good for him either.
Yeah, exactly. Then Teodor would take his first prizer, and then the last two prizes would be just taken on a sword.
Yeah, Benjamin does finally find the Grass Energy. Of course, one of those situations where it might be a case of too little too late, but he does at least have access to something now. And he has access to Acerola as well, so he could consider using Acerola to re-evolving the Wimpod. Now, if you were to do that, you'd have to put the Wimpod in the active. So then that would mean that he'd evolve up and the first impression wouldn't do the extra damage, which wouldn't be ideal because of the way the first impression is worded. But at the same time, it would mean that you can then go for an armor press. There's a Field Blower discarding the Floatstone. The bench Lycanroc.
Exactly. Just gonna see here. That was actually a good Field Blower here. In case of a Guzman coming.
Yeah. And then he's going to go for the Acerola. Now,
and if he
very
has...
interesting to see where he promotes here.
Go for Mewtwo.
Go for Mewtwo.
Still an actually open option.
It is, but I don't think...
Too.
I think the problem with Mewtwo is that he doesn't have the DCE in hand.
Yeah, also that, but same thing for Layla actually.
You must have a Floatstone or something like that, but then again, I guess if you had Floatstone, you could still Oh, rather, okay, no, that's exactly it. He had the float stone, but he'd rather not float stone the Mewtwo because he could like to put a choice band on it to make it easier to kill a Buzzwole later.
Exactly. And he has choice band energy.
Ooh, hello. This could be interesting. So he actually goes semi all in on this, and he actually goes to the crossing cut GX.
Yeah, for 180. That means you can finish him off with any attack.
You could do Ram with a Zora and finish it off. No.
No.
Why not?
You do no.
Oh no.
With the wind pot, it takes 2 attacks, so it doesn't do quite well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's nor I don't think that would be an effective use of free energy.
No, not. Naw's the only. Like the only thing you use Naw to is against Hoopa decks. But you lose to that anyways.
Yeah.
Just one Hoopa, just
Oh, there's a Guzman from Teodor's side after attaching a strong energy to the Lycanroc, so give me a decision here, so what to bring up. Gonna opt to bring up one of the fresh Zoroarks, just get a quick KO on it with Force Slash. Actually, related to North, kind of. Funny fact, I actually played against Teodor in the top 8 of the Leipzig League Cup, and in that match, in game 1, I KO'd 2 of his Buzzwoles by using Pound or Rockthrow on a Rockruff.
wow.
And it was to play around Watch and Learn.
You gotta do that sometime.
Yeah, I think Teodor even said during the match, like, I don't think I've ever been attacked that much with Rockruff in a single game. Like, attacked again, so that was pretty funny. And
yeah, of course, Teodor has stick with this deck all throughout since BOIC, and good reason why. He's 5-1 earlier.
Yeah.
And he's about to take his first game here as well.
You think so? You think he's put Benjamin in a checkmate position?
Not checkmate position quite yet, but he is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I agree. So he's got 2 attackers ready to go. Benjamin has to somehow deal with both the Lycanroc and the Buzzwole, which is just not happening.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, Benjamin's probably thinking about exactly that. He's thinking that this is a lot to deal with right now. There's another field blow, but he's going to use it as trade fodder instead. Of course, he only has 1 Zoroark up, so he's only going to be able to do 1 trade. And now he kind of isn't really able to. I mean, he's got the knockout onto the Lycanroc. That's for sure. But even that is a problem because then all Teodor needs is 1 energy and he KOs the Golisopod right back with Knuckle Impact.
Yeah, exactly, because Golisopod got chipped early in the game and he only needs 180 damage around that. Because I think he was like only 30 damage with it. Looks like it, or 60 on it. If it's 60, it's just energy. If it's 30 damage chip earlier, it needs like a strong energy.
Yeah. And even N isn't really an option because the Cynthia, the artillery is already up for Teodor. He's going to go for it anyway because I guess at least maybe that still reduces the odds of Teodor hitting a Guzma slightly, but it's still not great. Oh, actually, an enhanced hammer too. That's pretty good.
So if Teodor gets Guzma energy, he wins.
Yeah, it's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to be a very big end now. Pretty much the game deciding end at this point.
Yeah, he's going to have artillery drop to 5 and hopefully get some cards to play first on the initial end.
Here we go.
Show us your card, Teodor, please.
Nah, he's not going to show. Why would he? There's the retreat. Up comes the Buzzwole. That's going to be an armor crest, no doubt.
This is it.
Does he have it?
The Buzzwole and
it's the energy off the top
strong
of the
energy
deck.
off the top. Teodor Skjaeveland is going to take home game 3 of the series.
And therefore takes the match.
Therefore it takes the match, of course. And of course we're going to be having an interview with Teodor since he won his match. I told you this match was good for Buzzwole.
Yeah, you're right.
But it was in quite different fashion than I perhaps might have looked for.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I guess that's what that happens, and there's going to be able to just gonna get a chance to talk with him just right now, which is going to get him ready. So until then, don't go away. We'll be right back with an interview.
We'll be right back. Yes. Alright everyone, so we are back with the winner from round 7, Teodor Skjaeveland.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Oh, it feels good. And I'm 6-1, so I'm probably in top 32.
Yeah, exactly, you locked in for top 32.
Yeah.
And you've been playing this Buzzwole deck, which you've been playing for ages basically.
I have, yeah.
How does it feel doing it with Buzzwole, the deck you've been playing like basically all season long?
Well, I feel like every time I've started a new tournament, I think about what could I play for a tournament, and it always ends up playing Buzzwole. Because I feel like that's the strongest deck and has the best matchups, and I feel more safe playing that deck than any other deck.
Yeah, exactly. Playing a Buzzwole deck, I thought too that it was going to be a good meta call.
Yeah.
I saw the Cartini in the deck list and I was like, you're not going to use that for anything this tournament. Have you ever used it so far?
No, I haven't. But I've seen a lot of ninjas sitting beside me.
Oh, yeah, those matches. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, I guess eventually you'd be like, yeah, Ultra Ball, I win.
Yeah.
Those situations you couldn't encounter yet. But, like, still, you're 6-1, guaranteed day 2 basically. As long as you don't screw up too much.
True, yeah.
You should be in for day 2. Is there anything you're like scared of, other than, of course, I think SPM Garb? Is there anything you like think like you don't want to play against too much?
Well, of course, SPM Guard, but I think also against just Golisopod deck is a really hard matchup when they play the Mew or the Mewtwo, especially the Mew. Yeah, I feel like it's a really different matchup, and they have more consistency than my deck, so it could just be me losing because they draw what they want and I don't draw what I need.
Yeah, looking at last weekend's internationals in Sydney, have you been seeing a lot of broken Zoroark?
No, I have not seen a lot of it. I've played against one, but I haven't seen what's been sitting beside me. But I won that match when I played against him.
Alright. Well, I wish you good luck for the coming rounds. Well done, Teodor.
Thank you.
And good luck for day 2.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll be soon back with the round 8.